Hi there students. Okay, in this video we're going to do the words indulge, gratify, coddle, mollycoddle, cosset, pamper and spoon feed. Okay, to indulge somebody, to indulge yourself, is to allow yourself or someone to enjoy the pleasure of something, to give free rein to your desires. So normally if you indulge somebody, you let them do something that you'd think is probably not very good for them or not very nice or something like that. So maybe I shouldn't eat chocolate, but I indulged myself and ate a whole lot of it. So I'm allowing myself to enjoy the chocolate even though I know I shouldn't do it. Yeah? You could indulge somebody's whim, somebody's crazy idea. Yeah? You could even say, if you will just indulge me for a minute. So, would you listen to me for a minute, even though probably what I'm going to say makes no sense and is of no use to you? Okay, so to indulge somebody is to let them enjoy something that maybe they shouldn't. So maybe people are very indulgent with their children. They allow them to eat loads of McDonald's and things that are bad for them. Yeah, okay, it's to indulge. It's not necessarily something bad, but it normally is something that's really not so good. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one's gratify. Oh, to gratify is to give pleasure to somebody, to give satisfaction, to please, if you like, to satisfy. So I'm very gratified to see that you have understood the meaning of this word. Yeah, something that gratifies you, makes you pleased, it makes you happy. I'm gratified that the sun is shining today because I thought it was going to be a cold day. I'm gratified to see that you seem to like my videos. Okay, it gives me pleasure, it makes me feel good. That's to gratify. Okay, the next one is coddle. To coddle is rather maybe a little bit old-fashioned, but you can still use it. The real meaning of coddle, well, one of the meanings of coddle is to poach an egg, to cook an egg in water that's not boiling, in hot water. It's a way of cooking an egg. But to coddle is to treat somebody in an indulgent way, to nanny them, to nursemaid them, to look after them so absolutely nothing hurts them, so that everything is just fine. Parents can easily coddle their kids. Or maybe an old person who can't look after themselves very well. They really do need to be coddled. To treat somebody protectively, overprotectively, to protect too much. So if a parent coddles a kid, then they're making sure that absolutely nothing bad happens to them. They're taking extreme measures so that the child doesn't fall over. Then we have the word to mollycoddle, and to mollycoddle I think is the same as to coddle. I think maybe mollycoddle is slightly more common than to coddle. But notice both coddle and mollycoddle, maybe they're a little bit formal. Yeah? So the nanny state is always mollycoddling the population of the country. Okay, it's being overprotective. Notice a mollycoddle can also, as a noun, could be an effeminate or an ineffectual man or boy. So somebody that's been so overprotected that they can't do anything for themselves. They can't take decisions. Yeah? And the third one of this set, coddle, mollycoddle and cosset, because these are, I feel, are all something that sounds a little bit medieval or a little bit old-fashioned. To cosset means to care and protect for overindulgently. So it's got the same idea of being overprotected. Yeah. The kids are cosseted by their family. I have the idea of somebody in a corset, in protective clothes, that are so protective that they can't actually walk, but at least nothing will happen to them. Okay, so to cosset. He was cosseted by his family. His family mollycoddled him. His family coddled him. So it's to overprotect, to protect too much, to pamper to the point where the person is useless because they're not able to do anything of their own. Okay, the next word is to pamper. To pamper is quite a positive word. To pamper is to give every attention to someone, but because you want to look after them, because you love them. So I get the feeling to Coddle, Mollycoddle and Cosset, you are pampering someone, but you're pampering them too much. For example, he went to a spa and was pampered for the whole weekend. So looking after people, giving them every comfort, every kindness, spoiling them in a way, if you like. Okay, but to pamper someone, you're looking after them. So if it's your wife's birthday, you try to pamper her, to give every attention and do everything right. But notice, if you pamper somebody all the time, then you are cosseting them or mollycoddling them. Okay, so to pamper someone, to look after them, doing absolutely everything for them that they might want. Yeah, but don't do it too much, because then you're coddling them. Okay, the final word in this set is to spoon feed. Okay, so literally to feed with a spoon, because you get the idea that they can't feed themselves. Well, maybe somebody who is over mollycoddled or is mollycoddled is unable to use a spoon because they don't know how. So you have to spoon feed them. But normally you spoon feed a baby or you spoon feed an invalid. But notice we use this phrase to spoon feed metaphorically, meaning to give somebody information in a way that there is no need for them to think. The teacher has done all the thinking for them. I personally in class don't like to spoon feed students. Students need to think and work out problems for themselves, because I think it's a much better solution for people to work out their own answers to things than actually to just be given the answer so that they don't have to think about it. Okay, so to spoon feed somebody is to pass them information that is so processed that they don't need to do any work at all. I would much rather that students read original versions of books rather than these edited texts or readers for students, which I think spoon feed them. Because in language, in English, you need to face the realities of real native speakers writing or speaking real native language, not some spoon-fed edited version. Okay? So anyway, enough. Let's just go through them again. To indulge, to let somebody have free rein to their desires, maybe to do something that's a little bit shady or not good. Yeah, I overindulged yesterday with my lunch and I ate too much, so I felt rather ill after lunch. To gratify somebody, to make them happy, to give them pleasure. I am very gratified to see that you understand this. It gratifies me to see this. To coddle, to treat in an overindulgent way, to be overprotective. And to mollycoddle the same, to overprotect. and to cosset, to put a protective layer around, to care and protect for somebody so much that nothing ever happens to them and maybe they can't think for themselves. To pamper, this one is positive, to try to look after somebody in the best way possible, to give every attention to them, to think about their every comfort, to give them every kindness that they might want. Yeah, okay. But if you over pamper someone, if you pamper someone too much, then that becomes mollycoddling. And to spoon feed somebody is to give somebody information that is so processed that there is no need for the person to think. They don't have to chew the idea, they just swallow it because it's been totally processed. Anyway, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Indulge, gratify, coddle, mollycoddle, cosset, pamper, spoon feed, and that's it.